I was pretty much set on going out today to get a real Christmas tree. And my thinking process and my feeling process led me to pause. And I'm sharing this with you because I know, intimately know, how hard it can be, how it feels impossible sometimes to press pause and actually ask, what do I have energy for? What do I want to do? And what am I able to do? And to let whatever you come up with be not only okay, but good. So I just have returned from was essentially 6 weeks on the road, off and on the road, with only a day or two in between things to breathe. And I had gotten this idea that I wanted a real Christmas tree this year instead of our 9-foot artificial, beautiful, looks just like a real tree. And I paused when I noticed that as I was walking out the door, my stomach kind of lurched, and instead of excitement and enthusiasm, I felt dread. And took a deep breath and sat down and asked myself, what do I want? And then, what do I have energy for? It's been an emotional whirlwind as well as a physical whirlwind. I have what I'm calling an emotional and traveling hangover. And it's December 14th. And I was raised in a home where Christmas was the be-all and end-all. My mother and father decorated their home inside and out until they were in their 90s, and then we were allowed to come and help. My mother had 2 closets and 1 attic filled with Christmas decorations that she very artfully rotated from year to year. So the pressure was on. I had to meet or exceed the wonderment that she had always created, and that was all around me. And I love it, and I hate it at the same time. It's the trappings of Christmas that both drew me in and weighed me down. I love setting the stage, creating the scene, but at what cost? And so if you are feeling that way right now, let me share this. Wedded to tradition, doing everything the way that it had always been done, or that I had always done it. When my younger son was 6, he said to me, why can't we turn the lights on sooner? Because we always turn them on December 13th, the feast of St. Lucy. And I thought about many things in that moment. The tradition certainly was important. And so was his delight. The magic of lights, sparkly, Christmassy lights, delights many of us, most of us. So why couldn't we turn them on sooner than December 13th? And so began a new tradition, December 1 through January 6th, instead of December 13th, just because it was St. Lucy's feast day. The next turning point really was the first Christmas that my firstborn son was not going to be present with us for the holiday. I was taken aback, and even thinking of it now, of course, I cry, and tears are truth for me. I was taken aback by the intensity of my sadness. But instead of fighting it, instead of making myself do everything I had always done, instead of forcing myself, I let all of that disappointment, depression settle in. And I did what I could do. There was no tree. In fact, there were very few ornaments or ornamentation scattered around the house. I don't even think I took my main nativity set out that day. There were a few of my Père Noël collection, but it was very sparse. Truth be told, as we got closer to Christmas Day, I was pulling out a little more here and there to make it a little more festive, as I was feeling more festive. But overall, it was a sucky holiday. And since then, however, I have learned and am learning to honor how I'm feeling, to engage others in the process, even the little ones. My son was 6 when he said, "How come we can't?" And he and his brother were in their teens when they said, we don't really want those cookies, all those cookies that you bake. We only want our family chocolate chip cookies and gingerbread, guys. That was a huge concession on my part, because I was used to baking every cookie known to man. So I've learned and am learning, and I'm sharing this with you so that if you need to give yourself permission to do less instead of more, or nothing instead of a lot, I hope you will. Because in fact, that Christmas where I gave myself permission to do as little as I possibly could, changed around much of my focus. Since then, I go back and forth, but as a rule, I do the things I need to do in order to grant myself permission and grace to do what feels right and doable, to do what feeds the spirit of my Christmas season. For me, it's meant to be family and joy and love and softness and ease, not hurry, not forcing, not coercing anything or anyone, including me. I hope you'll offer yourself the same. So, this year and all years, and this season and all seasons, I invite you, I encourage you, I implore you, really, to listen to yourself and to do the things that I share with you in the video that's linked below to help you soothe yourself, to make space for you to grant yourself the grace of doing what reflects you. I encourage you to feel in your body what you're feeling and where you're feeling it, and to listen to your wisdom. You already know. I encourage you to get others involved, to ask, and to ask for help. And lastly, I invite you to do something different. Last year, as I was going through the do I do a tree, I was inspired to bring in 2 mini trees and then 3 more mini trees and to arrange them beautifully instead of having one big tree. It was lovely. This year, I will see and I will listen to all of me to know what to do. I encourage you to listen to all of you, because all of you is welcome too. Blessings.